Alright, so I am James the Show. Everybody knows what I am. It's been a long time since I've actually been speaking in my videos in a long time. I don't know exactly how low my volume is or how high it is, but if you gotta turn it up, I'm sorry. I'm not using my headphones right now. Major setup. Um, I, this basically is not a let's play. I wouldn't say it is. Basically, what I'm doing is a tutorial for Diablo, and it's relative. The first part is the road to level 300. I am almost level 300. I still think I'm one of the strongest entities left in this game. A lot of people left. A lot of people stopped playing because of the different changes and everything like that. A lot of crazy things. I've played a lot of this game. Played a lot. So you're talking about almost 2,300 hours I've jumped into this game. It's a lot. So I'm gonna start a new character. I'm just gonna kind of go through things. So if you do plan on getting to the game or you like it or anything, I'll go over what I do remember and what I do know, at least the basics, because I'm not really sure. Season 11 starts tomorrow, so it's I don't really know what's going on there, but I know they're adding some other stuff to it, and I think every class is getting a pit push. We'll get into the pit later, but I'll go over a quick run through the classes. Spiritborn. This is part of the Vessel of Hatred. I got this when it was on sale for like 20 bucks. The Spearbone is a pretty fun class. They specialize in animal techniques. So they run four different elements. They run electricity, physical, fire, and poison. Their centipedes are all poison. Their gorilla skills are physical, jaguar's fire, and the eagle skills are electricity. You can see on the side of the playstyle, this is something new they added in one of the seasons. I'm not really sure. So, Barbarian. This is the guy you probably want to. This is the guy or girl you want to start off with. This is a simpler class. This class is probably one of the easiest. It's really straightforward. You just beat stuff up. It's really strong. It has the highest health count. Basically, it has armor something, but basically they have the highest strength rating, which gives you the most armor. You get about it's a percentage of your strength that goes into your armor stat. I'll definitely explain this more as we get into stats, but basically they're all about their best build is all about berserking. That's when you see on their axes that are blazing. That's them going berserk basically. They are the only class I know that can use they can use four main weapons. They're the only class that can do that, so they can have crazy setups. I got about 9 characters created. I think two of them are barbarians, one for each one. Pretty cool. So we're going to look at the necromancer. These they're very. This is a class I would strongly suggest if you're new, do not play this character because this character is very weird. It's just odd. It's not a class. This is for advanced players who really know the game. They're all about darkness. They're all about raising corpses. Like they can have minions. It can be really crazy. Like they can basically just jump their opponents. They can do overpower. They use critical strike damage and overpower damage really well. When I go back to the barbarian uses mainly overpower is their biggest thing. I'll get into that too. The druid is the druid is basically like a paladin in a way. Their nature field, as you can see behind them, they do turn into werewolves. They can shift into a werewolf or a werebear. Pretty cool. The prefix were means human, so they can turn into either one. It's pretty cool. I typically like the class. This is another one that's very hard to kind of learn because they're to me they're the most fragile class in the game because of the armors and the equipment they got to wear. I could say you could use this one, but you're really gonna have to learn this one. They can use magic or they can be physical. Their magic, their nature magic is pretty cool. Have been able to cause storms and they can do things like that. They got some very unique setups, but as you can see on the little screen there to the left, they can do all type of things. They can have ravens as minions. They have something called a poison creeper, which is divines. I love that. I love that. It strangles them. It holds enemies in place. It holds them in place. Pretty cool. It poisons them, and then they can get buffs off that. The werewolf is all about speed and movement speed. It's all about, critical strikes, doing this thing there. Werebear is all about overpower damage, defense, and HP, and being able to stay alive because it's really powerful. They have a really crazy setup build with a skill called Pulverize. Amazing. So yeah, they're pretty versatile. And there's the road. This would be the quote on. They are the thief of the game. They're fast. They're pretty durable for a class that you would think they're not. They can be long range or short range. They can use physical attacks like twisting blades, or you have what's the other one? Flurry. You got those two very close range. You can use that. They have a lot of skills to support that. Or you can be a rat. Or you can be a range fighter with the bow. You can shoot bows. They're the next class that can use the next weapons. They're going to use two-handed weapons and two one-handed weapons. I'll get into that as we go on. Some classes like the Spearborn cannot equip a single one-handed weapon. It's a very unique class. So, with them, they're fast. They also can use traps too, which can be very cool. Where you can just throw traps around. I probably will show off some of my other classes just to see because I have a lot of these built already. But we're going to move on to my now favorite class, the Sorcerer. I love the Sorcerer. It really maybe about season 5 or 6, I think it was. I really liked it. It was a setup where I could just make conjurations. They basically use all magic. They have no physical stuff. It's basically ice, fire, or electricity. That's all they use. You choose one and you kind of go, but most skills kind of play off of each other, so you kind of need them. Like I say, I'll get into that in a bit, but this is the class I'm going to play with because I really do like the whole set. I like the setup. They are really fun to play with. So we're going to start with them. You can choose between two different characters. I'm choosing a female. I don't know why it's like sorcerers to be women. I don't know. It's pretty cool because half the time I'm normally not the person who. I'm normally not the. I normally don't have a lot of female characters that I play with, but I really do like it. So you can hit square to customize, and you can kind of just play with them around, see what they look like. I wish they would put more into this game to make them more customizable. So, make their skin tones. You can make them pale. I mean, they'll have you want to make them just like if most necromancers are really pale because that's just how they look. So, go for like more brown skin. All my characters' eyes are red for some reason. I don't know why. Go with hair. They have all different types of hair you can have. Like literally, it's all cool. This won't matter if you do choose to wear a helmet. I'll get into that too. But you can choose what you want to use, what you want to wear. But they're all pretty cool. I mean, literally, you don't even really need the characters. You don't really see your character as much, but other characters see it. So we're gonna do that. Like that, I'm gonna change her hair to scarlet or red. So that's it. And you got accessories. So you got the makeup on their eyes. Kind of hard to see it because her hair is in the way. But I like a little bit of that jewelry. For some reason, I like nose rings. So I don't know. It's just like really cool to have nose rings. So I'm gonna give her these because that's nose ring. Or did I do? No, not that one. I like that nose ring for some reason. So we're going to do markings. She has no markings. So you can hit right down on the right stick. This will let you just kind of look for them. If you want to have a better one, ink tattoo will make them dark, like a black color. So you can kind of just look through them, or you can just hit X and you can just go through them and look. But if you just scroll through them like this, you can see them. If you want to, you can hit triangle to pull up their armor. This is their natural armor. So you won't see this just yet, but it's a little different. Um, let's see. So what kind of me? I typically go for stuff that you can see on their face. You can see on their faces because generally that's it. So I like that. I'm gonna go with this for now. It's one of my ones I've used before. I'm gonna change those to red for now. You can change colors at any given time. Not going into the seasonal realm because that's a whole nother story. I'm gonna stay in the internal realm. Hardcore is not something you want to do. You can change the campaign state. Since I'm starting with the campaign completed because this is why it's not a let's play. Because story mode's boring. I don't really have time for all of that crap. I couldn't even tell you half the story mostly. You're just after somebody named Lilith, who's like the bringer of destruction, or however you say. I got a build that I'm going to use for the sorcerer, but I'm just going to kind of go, you know, I'm just going to use random. I'm not going to actually put in the name at all. So I'm going to let the game do it. Oh, yeah, that'll work. So, we're going to get into the game now. The crazy thing is, I can only go to hard because I'm just starting. Because they have 8 difficulties. I don't know why there used to be 4, but generally going up helps you. I'm going to go to hard, but once the game starts, I can go all the way up to pennant because I've already beaten the story. You still have to beat the story once before you can move on. So, since expert is unlocked automatically, your character runs really slow to start, but I'm about to fix that because I got things that I can do, so I'm going all the way to pennant. I would, if you could do this, I wouldn't do it if you don't know how to tamper. Basically, again, you wouldn't be able to do any of this until you get to the actual. If you beating the story at least one time with one character, it's not particularly hard. The story is like free experience, but since I'm experienced in the game, I know. So basically, you have your equipment. You have this is a new feature that a few seasons ago. You can go into your wardrobe from here. Pretty cool. I don't need to do this just yet. You start off with the hide. Basically, these are all hide clothing, and you see you have stats and materials. You got attack power. Attack power. That stat really means nothing. It'll say it's 21, but in reality, my stat power, I can do a whole lot more damage than that. Life is 20. That's basic. Armor is 22. Armor is a little bit different, but the armor and life really do matter. Attack power can fluctuate, so do so much. If you click L3, you can bring up these things. These orbals, I'm about to use these in a second. As you can see, I have almost 3 billion gold. I haven't played this game in some months, so I'm just kind of, bringing up to it. Level 1, now, strength. Increases armor by 15, so it takes item contribution, gives you 68, so each one of your pieces of your equipment gives you armor. I don't know exactly how the percentage is, but the more strength you have, the more armor you have. Necro, when it comes down to sorcerers, they don't have a lot of armor. They have a lot of intelligence, so they give them a lot of resistance. Okay, sorry guys, I just had to step away for a second. Uh, so what I was talking about was strength, armor. Now we're gonna move to intelligence. Basically, intelligence is the main stat that a sorcerer needs. What I said about strength with the barbarians, with them having more armor, their main stat is strength. So what that means is this main stat, every 10 that you have, I believe, you get one extra damage added on to whatever your skill damage is. But basically, they all have their own separate ones. Only four. So necromancers use intelligence like sorcerer, and the spiritborn and the rogue both use dexterity. Willpower is for the druid, and what else? And yeah, of course, the strength is for the barbarian. Nobody else. I don't know if they're going to add any other classes soon, but we'll find out. So, like this, increases all skill damage by basically 10%. Increases all elemental. So, sorcerers and necromancers specialize in resistances. I'll get to those in a second. Next, willpower increases your resource generation. Your healing received increases overpower damage. Like I said, I'll get into that multiplier soon. Dexterity is for critical strike and dodge chance. These are your resistances. You got five different elements. Right now, they're only being pushed by that. Once I'm done tampering, I'll really get into it. I'm a tamperer, so I don't have to do all that explaining. I can just get into some of the action. But these are the different five. They're pretty self-explanatory. Weapon damage, I really haven't sure exactly, but I don't really pay attention to this. So you got weapon speed. Since I'm using the one hand, some weapons are slower. Necro, sorcerers can use both two-handed items like the skull that she has. That's a focus, and then you have the wand. I like two-handed staffs. I'll make it happen. Critical strike chance. Basically, I have characters right now that have critical strike chances all literally at 100%. So every strike they hit is critical. Especially my strongest sorcerer, my fireball sorcerer. We'll get into that later. Critical strike damage. So basically, how this works is they don't have all damage I'm looking for. Okay, so we're gonna go through this. So basically, you have a damage calculator. So if you have base damage, then it's multiplied by critical strike damage and overpower damage. Vulnerable damage is not included in this. It's its own separate thing. Thorns is a whole nother concept that I really hate getting into. I'll talk about that later, maybe in some other video. Defensive, maximum life, potion capacity. You'll start off with four, but you have to do other things in order to get 10. Plus, since you have I have DLC, I got one extra. So there's that. There's the healing received, your armor, the barrier bonuses, and all of this is new stuff I have never seen yet. Dodge chance, of course, I've seen, but the barrier bonus I have not seen this. So you have maximum mana. I have 100. That's that little blue circle under that red circle. We got mana regeneration. My movement speed is 100. The max is 2. That's really good. You got lucky hit chance. This is the thing that helps any type of skill that can activate. You'll see it'll say lucky hit and all of that type of stuff. It varies per skill, but this is the higher that is, the more chance you have of your lucky skill chances. You'll see what I mean. Experience, of course, and PvP. Basically, there's a mode where you can fight other players. Like if you want to fight with your friends, test out your build. That's the damage reduction. It's a whole lot different fighting monsters in the real world versus this. So now we've done that. What I got to do now is realm powers. Since I already have these, you just go into the map by hitting the touchpad, hit triangle. This gives me free experience, and this gives me free experience, and this gives me a little bit of gold, and yeah, just that little stuff. So as you can see, my meter went from little all the way up almost to two. It's not really that big. So what I'm about to do now is give
Take
me
a
some more equipment
chance,
because
Wanderer.
I don't really like this.
Not much.
So what I do is I use
Oh,
these
bad
orbs another
luck.
form of currency.
Try
I'm
again.
looking for a legendary, which will
It
come up
seems your
orange, which I
prayers
just
have been
got,
answered.
which is great. So I need some boots.
Oh, bad luck.
I'm
Try
trying to get them
again.
legendary because those are the ones I can tamper.
Oh,
And I
bad
don't think
luck.
rares pop
It
up
seems
yet.
your
There's some
prayers have been
legendary.
answered.
Great tunic.
Not much, is
So
it?
now when I
Until
get that,
next
I'm gonna have to
time.
scrap some of these because I hate my character running so slow. So we're going to. Uh, you can junk. Well, you can junk equipment, but you'll see. I'm just gonna do this real quick so I don't have to sit here and explain like crazy and bore you to death. All this stuff is useless, so I'm gonna mark it for scrap. Do that by hitting just hitting square once. If you hit square again, it'll mark it as a favorite. That way, if it's marked as a favorite, it won't be so you can't sell it and you can't sell it and you cannot what I'm looking for. You can't sell it and you cannot scrap it. It'll stop it automatically. That's what I do to all my special items. So now I have that. Let's see. Let's see if I can grab a tunic. You
Not
can't get a
much.
helmet
It
yet,
seems.
but you will get later
Oh,
on.
battle. It seems your
Oh, I got
prayers have
everything.
been
I got almost
answered.
everything in one
Not
go.
much, is it?
Do I get some pants?
Oh, bad
Eh,
luck.
no pants. But
Try
even though
again.
these are still stronger, so you see how it has legendary. These are aspects. That's everything that it'll add to you. I can change that, but I'm not worried about it now. So I'm gonna put that on. So that can help. Put this on. As you can see, my life went up, my attack power went up by just a little. And then I can just put these on for any other thing. So you'll see it if it go up. So for instance, that armor, you see the armor's +1. That means I'm getting a gain of it. All this stuff is common stuff, so I don't really need it because I can't do anything with it. I forget when it'll pop up on top of the screen as I level up when I you get certain abilities. So let's
You can
see.
take what's left.
Scrapped all of that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start tampering stuff because it's better to tamper first. So let's see. Tamperings. This is basically adding extra on to what you're going to do. So for instance, I want to do more damage. So for now, I want to do. Uh, let's see. I got pyromancy, and I got pyromancy fire. I could use incinerate, which is a really cool skill. I could use fireball. I could use meteor, but meteor is really slow until I can get something. So basically, what I'm going to do is I forget how this works. Hmm. Trying to think about when I use meteor. I can use chance for meteor to do. Then now I know exactly. I remember what I have to do for how to make this work. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go for a chance for meteorites. So now when I do this, I can re-roll these. Let's see, bam. Chance for firebolt to do. I don't want that. So what I would do is keep re-rolling until I get what I want. There we go. Chance for me to do double damage. I'm not gonna really get into percentages or anything yet because these are temporary items. Uh, let's see, pyromancy finesse. Now I'm looking for pyromancy attack speed. This will make sense once I start getting once I start getting once I start getting into the battle and everything. There we go, pyromancy attack speed. You get jewelry, but I can't unlock this yet because you need to be at least level 10, level 15, 10 and 15 for the ring, and 20 for the necklace. You got to be level 10 in order to get a helmet, in order to be able to unlock helmets. One could drop in one of these dungeons I'm about to run into, but not sure. So with this, gloves can do almost the same thing. They can only get offensive. You got these 6 categories, but when it comes down to the weapons, only weapons can have that. Nope, nothing else can do that. So then you have this, which is the same thing. Yeah, I know this is gonna be very confusing for a second. So here we go. Attack speed, utility. You got all types of utility. These have changed a lot over the past time. So I'm probably gonna end up just going for lucky hit chance because well, I can't go for meteor side. Oh, I don't want firewall. Here we go, meteor side. I'm getting really lucky by the way. So boots, special thing they can do, you can always put more movement speed on because let me show you this. There we go, and I got the max roll on. We're gonna go for. You can only increase something by 100%. So if I do all meteor size, it's not gonna all meteor size. It's only gonna go up by 100%. So after 100% more, it's already 100%. So now it's at like maybe like 45%. I think pretty cool. So I have that on what I need. Now we're gonna do the gloves. No, did the gloves. Yeah, I did the gloves already. So did that. Did the boots. Did the weapon. Now I need to do the armor. Man, I'm drawing blanks right now. So
Need
sorry if
something for it?
I am drawing blanks. I have not played this game in so long, but I've been wanting to do this for a while. So now I can do that. I'm going to do the armor. So now this is how you increase. You can put any type of resistances. The way you get these, you'll find these little scrolls or like pieces scraps of paper. It looks like in your inventory. You just use them. It'll activate. They get stronger as you go on, but I can't really show that all because I've already unlocked them all. So there's you got this for the maximum armor, dodge chance, or health. You got the frost cage for basically that ice armor duration, frost nova cooldown, cold front. That's a passive skill. Warmth. This is basically to help you survive more. I'm going for base. I'm going for more health. I got it. I don't really care about it because it used to be more, but it doesn't. Same thing with this. I'm gonna actually put on this. They can do utility as well. Lucky hit chance. That's all I need. So now we're going over instead of upgrading first. You cannot upgrade material that has not been tampered fully. So this, I am going to put something on that was going to make this more. I'm not going to use this aspect Armageddon yet. I'll go over how aspect will work. Basically, these are the things that really make your. When you choose these correctly, this is what makes that attack power thing just completely. Basically, you have to find a way to stack damage on top of each other. I know it's a lot to take in at once. While I'm doing this because it took me a long. It took me what at least 2 or 3 seasons to learn. One of my brothers taught me how to play it, and now I'm trying to give it to everybody else, especially the new ones. Let's see, where is it? They did, they did take down a lot of special. They took a lot of things down, and it just didn't work. Shattering stars. That's going to be another one when I get to higher levels. I'm gonna need that one. This thing here, Splintering Air Drake, one of my lightning spear build with all the conjurations, my favorite build. This here mm, is beautiful. Inspire damage. There it is. Wow. Okay, so fireballs was fireball. I'm gonna use Firestarter for now. You just need to for this. Basically, I'm going to use the hectic. This is to help cool down. So basically, some skills either use basic. They use basic your resource, or they have a cooldown. Hectic will just help with basic skills that don't require any of that. Because with my some of my other classes, I don't even use it before. Well, when I get to level 35, I'm really gonna break open and show you exactly how powerful a character you can get when you get certain items. So with Firestarter, I can do Firestarter, but I think mine's more powerful. Doesn't matter. I got so many of these aspects at all. I got so many materials for this. 30%. Where is it? Up 21. We're just gonna use that for now. I really don't remember this, so I'm gonna learn it as I go. So I'm gonna really try. No, do I want to use Snowbell yet? Yeah, because ice armor is a really huge skill to use. It really helps. So now that's about it. Now I'm just gonna upgrade, and once I upgrade, we're gonna start getting ready to head into a dungeon. So upgrading is the last one. You can only upgrade the last things. Oh, I can expand. Let's see, can I get movement speed on this? Uh, I'm not gonna go into that. 8 is the max on these items. When I see an item that I can actually do that to, I'll show you. Upgrading basically makes every affix increase by 5%, and then one affix that's rolled correctly gets increased by 25% when it hits the final one. There are some that can go past the 12, but you won't be seeing those for quite some time.
Anything
So
breaks,
now I got
the
a
forge is
decent
hot.
amount of health, and I'm just gonna run through my clothing real quick. So I can, now that I have it, I can wear whatever clothing I want. So where is this stuff? Oh, not that. It's a special. It's a garb I love wearing. The way you get these cosmetic looks is you have to scrap items. When I know I'm not gonna have it, but it'll show it eventually. You'll see. You'll know when it does. It'll tell you once you do it. Is this it? I think this is it. Covenant Remnant. So for gloves, I'm going to use Flame Weaver. These are just some I've used completely. Yep, that was it. Yeah, I'm just trying to make this quick so we don't have to. So I'm going to change the color to red. If you just hold it, you'll change to red automatically. Bam. So I can do that. I can hit triangle to save it. My weapon, I'm going to change to something that's a little bit more fiery. Somebody can actually like this and actually try, because I'm also recording this and this will go on YouTube. So that, pets. You do have pets, and pets basically serve as one purpose. All they do is they're just there to make sure that they pick up all the little stuff that you would. I got plenty of horse covers and everything. You can unlock these by going through, but generally I like my cats, so I like all my big cats. So I'm gonna get my lioness. As I always like to say, I like my big cat Puma, whatever you call it. So I don't really have to worry about that. My hair is fine, and I don't really need to do anything else. So that being said, it's time to start Nightmare Dungeons. Ooh, let's go up in my stash and grab it. All of this stuff is boss. All this stuff is boss summoning material. I can't use any of this right now, so that's not useful. Uh, these are Nightmare Dungeons. They're pretty cool. No, not material. Forgotten Wisdom. These came in like last season. Forgotten Wisdom. Basically, when I didn't even use my skill points yet. Sorry. Hold on. Now we get into skill points. I know this is a lot. It's a lot. So basically, you have a skill tree that stretches all the way down. You need 33 points in order to put anything in these skills. These are your ultimate passives. They're really powerful. So you got basic core skills. These are my defensive skills. Yep, these are my defensive skills. These are my conjurations. These are my mastery skills. These are my ultimates, and these are the ultimate passives. So basically, I'm not doing too much of any of that right now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to hit one of the firebolt there. We're going to hit. Actually, I basically don't need any of this stuff. So I'm gonna put 3 into that. Doesn't matter what the points go into, as long as they go into something, it'll keep pushing forward. The more you push forward, the more you do. So now I need 5 more in order to unlock my math, in order to unlock my conjuration skill. So I need ice armor. Ice armor, it is fucking amazing. I love this skill. It is amazing. I love it. It's cool. It's such a cool thing. Then you got the ability to glass cannon, which I love. So now when I get back to it, what I really need right now is meteor, but I can't even get to it. So what I'm going to do is, actually, I'm going to have to put something in my core skills. So what we're going to do is, Oh, no, I need glass cannon. So what I'm going to do is I can't take anything out. So when you can't take anything out, you gotta go hold square and go into respec mode. This will allow you to take stuff out. So and now we're gonna put it in fireball for now. And I can hit confirm, I'm good to go. So now you can equip stuff to your action bar. You can hit L3 when you're at that screen and it'll bring you up to this. You can set it up however you want to. Ice armor's going in there. This thing, your action bars will not be used. They won't be actually unlocked until you completely go up levels. So, I mean, I'm already at 36 minutes and I haven't even started the action. But now the action is about to begin. So, I'm going to do for getting guiding wisdom. You open up one of those. You need sigil powder in order to make one. And you hit the touchpad, it'll automatically put you on there. If you do it fast enough, you can instantly teleport to it. A nightmare dungeon is a powered up version of a regular dungeon that you'll see when you do that. So now it'll tell you what you have to do. So now I've already leveled up once. So these things, one thing you have to be careful with is when you do these dungeons, these side dungeons, there's a thing called the Butcher. He's a very powerful enemy. He's considered a boss. If you see him, he will kill you. If you don't have the power, or what I just showed you, he will kill you. I'm flying up levels now because I'm also picking up those little golden orbs that are basically helping me. And as you can see, I'm just flying up levels because I'm picking up these golden orbs. And since I'm on penny, these monsters are a whole lot stronger, but since they're a whole lot stronger, they also give a lot more experience. Actually, earlier this year, I helped another friend of mine who started playing the game. I helped him beat the game. I still got to get him back into this. So basically, you see, I have this, and I choose ice armor now, which automatically lets me go. But basically, I have to use my fire and my firebolt, which is a little bit faster because it goes infinite. But this is why I say, you see me doing 34 and my attack power is only 30. It's crazy. So now what I have to do is actually free these prisoners. They're dead, they're just going to be dead. That's a potion. If you do use one, you just pick it up. That's what they look like. They'll drop everywhere. These equipment that I'm picking up, like money or anything that drops, your pet will pick that up out of money. And I also put on this armor. It also gives me a damage. So, as I said, sorcerers can be pretty fragile, but if you know what to do and you know how to stay away from enemies and you know how to kill stuff, you'll be good to go. And if you don't have like stuff like pyromancy skills, if you want to use a sorcerer, this big dude right here. See him when we first started playing this game, we were afraid of dudes like that. So there was these big guys who used to fight. These big ghostmen wielding axe. And they would do this big jump attack. Man, that stuff. Like they could kill you in seconds. The circle is to dodge. So basically, also when you see that, I can heal myself with it by hitting L1 or use a potion. Basically, when you see that explosion, run. Because most times you're probably gonna die. That's that's a plague bearer, I believe. When they die, they make an explosion. It's a lot. So I'm trying to stop explaining so much. So it's actually a crazy game. I love dungeon crawling. I love RPGs. Everybody's saying I will attempt to stream The Legend of the Gold, one of my favorites, and I know it's still a very big one. But as you can see, those regular numbers you see, I like to keep my damage on. So I like to see how much I'm doing to see how a skill is working. All of this stuff. There is something in here I'm looking for. Specifically, it's a special whale. It's an experience whale. It'll pop up soon. So when I do something like this, I like attacks that go in circles so I don't get surrounded like that. But also when these fireballs are going like that, these fireballs are also burning too. it's also burning. Actually, I have a way of getting around that whole thing I was telling you about getting jewelry. I have a way of getting around it with it having the DLC. You can only do this with DLC, and you can only do it after you do the story. Say again, don't let you do too much anyway. So I put ice armor on to keep myself protected, and I just keep burning. Basic skills do damage, but they don't do half as much as core skills. Since core skills use your primary resource, basic makes you stronger. Each level you go up, you can hit the touchpad in order to look at the map. So if you don't have a time limit. Basically, the only time you have this. Hello, whoever you are in at least 11. I'm not sure who you are, but you probably might know who I am. I'm just looking to make sure I didn't miss anything. I say if you enjoy what you're seeing, anything, drop me a comment. I'm trying to show people how to play the game of Diablo. Streams are they're slow. I've only got 2 followers, stuff like that. I went up another level, now I'm on level 10. So, the tiny potion you'll unlock. So, what that means is now, you have to upgrade your potions. I appreciate it. Once I'm done here, I'll drop you a following list. These are like mini bosses. They're really strong. But since I'm stronger than the average, y'all stronger than the average bear right now. Yeah. Also, since I have this amount of health now, that's why I'm surviving a lot. If you ever see the butcher, you'll always hear him. He'll say fresh meat. He ain't one. Every time. So now I've done that. Those are always the hardest. I used to have a really hard time with them when I first started. This dungeon was really hard for me to do. Oh, it is level 10. I got a ring now. So with that ring, I can put this on, and it'll give me a lucky chance to heal 1% life. I don't really need that. It's pretty useful. Once I find somebody to edit some of these things, I'm gonna take out a lot of things I don't need. So these special enemies marked in red like this are what you need in order to do the objective. So I have to kill about I don't know, maybe 3, 4 of them. Yes, Annalise, can you hear me? Because I'm speaking. Can you hear me speaking? Anybody? Yeah, I can hear you. I'm seeing everything you're posting. Just popping up as I'm playing. No, I'm talking to the stream right now. I'm recording and also talking to the stream. Whoever's watching. So let's see. Got another ring. I can put that on. There are other skills I'm gonna use once I'm able to get a full set of stuff. Yes, I am streaming solo. Oh, there's my experience. I enjoy the conversation. Makes me feel like somebody's actually watching. Well, no friends are on right now, so no streaming. The only time I really stream with friends is when I'm playing Call of Duty. So that is what I've been looking for. This is my stream. This is what that was what I was looking for. That well is now going to help me get a lot of. I've been streaming for maybe about 2 weeks, maybe. I just really started streaming. I've had a YouTube for years now. So these animal spirituals, when you see those circles on the ground, you want me to turn down you want to turn my game sound down. I was good. Like I said, if it's a lot, you gotta give me a second. These battles on the team. fighting two enemies characters? No, I'm just fighting two strong enemies character and a strong thing. So that purple stuff you see me picking up, that is an animal. I think I gotta do something to my sound. It's gonna take a second. So, when you see that circle, those circles mean they're trying to put key on it. Once that happens, it'll make you run away. One rule of this game: when you start playing it, you will die. No matter what, you will die. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I'm gonna end my recording here, but I'm gonna keep streaming. So this is going up on YouTube also, but I'm also just gonna stream it live just cause.